Hey, it's Bex. Have you ever wondered what's inside the brain of the person who wrote your favourite book? Well, that's exactly what we explore on Fun Kids Book Quest. We're on a quest to find the best kids' books out there, and you get to hear those books come alive as authors give us their stories behind the books. Plus, you get to hear them read some of the books too. If you love a good story, search for Fun Kids Book Quest now, wherever it is you're listening to this podcast.
This is Judge Bex. The cases and people are all real. Judge Bex's judgments are final.
What kind of chores are we talking about?
They make me put my clothes away, fold my clothes, filling up the dishwasher, taking out the recycling, taking out the compost, homework.
Mummy snores so well that I can't get to sleep.
You have stitched me up, you lot.
Can you do me an impression? Can you do an impression of Mummy snoring for me?
Get ready to enter the court of Judge Bex.
Well, hello and welcome to Judge Bex. I'm Lauren.
And I'm Connor, and together we are your court reporters for the world of Judge Bex.
I thought you were going to say together we are the court superheroes.
Well, I mean, we are in a way, because we put things right that we think Judge... Actually, I can't talk about it with Judge Bex.
We're not clever enough to make decisions, but we're clever enough to chat about them.
We are.
Fair enough. We've got two cases today, actually. Case number 2 is all about Penny bringing a bit of a nighttime nuisance. Her mum, she's a snorer. It's not ideal.
We don't need snorers.
Let's start with case number 1, though. This is Ethan and Marcus versus Mum and Dad. Mum and Dad make the boys do all the chores.
Today we are talking about the case of Ethan versus parents. In particular, I suspect Mum Claire. Hello, Ethan, and welcome to Judge Bex.
Hello.
Hi. So tell me, why are we here today? What is the case you're bringing to me?
Mama makes me do too many chores.
She makes you do too many chores. Okay, what kind of chores are we talking about?
Filling up the bottles every day, putting on the dryer, feeding the cat. They make me do it so they can stay in bed every day. But they make me put my clothes away, fold my clothes, filling up the dishwasher, taking out the recycling, taking out the compost, homework.
I have to say, first of all, Ethan, that sounds like worthy of Cinderella here. You are doing everything for your household. Can't believe it. And also, our listeners won't be able to see. You actually had a list written down in front of you because you have so much to do, right?
Yes.
I have a list too.
Oh, and Marcus is here as well. Marcus, younger brother. Marcus, do you have lots of stuff to do as well?
Yeah.
What do you have to do, Marcus?
Homework, getting off the screen, swimming, getting ready for swimming, feeding.
And feeding the cat, Zeus.
And feeding the cat. Okay. So there's a lot of stuff going on here. Mum, I've got to bring you into this case. Do you do anything at home?
Well, it sounds like I don't, but I wouldn't agree with that. I feel like I'm doing a lot of chores, and that every now and again I ask my boys to help me out, but they do have one regular chore. They are right. Ethan's regular chore is to fill up the water bottles for school every day, and Marcus's regular chore is to put the fruit snacks in the bag for school every day.
Okay, they are manageable, but Ethan, you did mention there that you have to do some stuff. You have to put the stuff in the dishwasher, is that right?
Yeah.
And is that like the most boring task in the world, or is it okay?
Most boring task in the world.
So I've got to ask Ethan as well, who's looking after this cat? Because it seems like both of you have quite a lot to do with the cat.
Just me and Marcus.
Just you and Marcus.
Sometimes this guy does.
We should say for the jury behind me here, they don't know. Marcus said this guy. I assume, Marcus, you mean your dad, Alex. Is that right?
Yeah. So Ethan and Marcus feed the cat the first feed every morning when they're playing on their iPads or watching TV.
Or playing on my Switch.
Yeah, they feed Zeus first thing in the morning.
Zeus is the name of the cat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. So, Ethan, how much of your time do you take up doing all these boring chores?
Probably like 3/4 of my time.
Oh my goodness. And what would you rather be doing?
Playing on my Switch or my iPad or watching some TV.
That's fair enough.
Or reading my book.
Or playing Jumanji
Or
for
reading
me.
my book.
All very good things. And what are your parents doing when you're doing all these chores?
They're just relaxing.
Oh, are we? We're just
Yeah.
relaxing. Oh, right.
I've got to bring in Mum Claire for this. How do you defend yourself, Mum?
Well, I refute that we are just relaxing. In the morning, they are right that we ask them to feed the cat first thing so that it gives us a few more minutes to come around in the morning. But when they do their regular chores for
Only
the
a few more hours.
when they do their regular chores, or chore for each school day, that's normally when me and my husband are making tea or clearing up from tea or getting the school uniform ready or sweeping up the floor, all those types of things.
That is a lie.
It's not true.
That is a complete lie.
Yeah.
Ethan, tell me more. How is that a lie?
But it is.
Are you saying your mum and dad aren't doing all of the stuff that they say they are?
Yeah. But the only one bit that was true was making tea.
That's the only bit that's true.
Yeah.
The only bit that's true is making tea.
But the other day I made tea by myself.
Yeah, he has made tea once on his own with his new recipe book.
I made chow mein.
Oh, wow. Can you open a restaurant? Can I come and join you?
Maybe.
Yeah, one day.
I'll take that as a yes. Okay.
I think chores are a good thing.
I did not expect that from you.
I know, and I'll be honest, I'm a bit naughty with chores. Hear me out. Chores are a good thing, doesn't necessarily mean you have to do them, but they're good character building for the future.
I suppose so.
Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
I mean, this is me putting my adult brain on.
I was
but
going to say.
good character building to have chores to do. Good to, have things that you... Doesn't mean you have to do them. I do everything on this podcast.
Yeah.
Everything.
I'm not
I set it up.
100% sure how to open a door.
I clear it up. I do all of the work.
Yes. And
You do nothing.
Well, I'm wearing this strawberry jumper quite nicely.
Oh yeah, you do look great. Also,
Thank you.
homework isn't a chore. Look, it's hard for me to say bad about. It's very cute, Marcus.
Very sweet, Marcus.
But Marcus, mate, homework isn't a chore.
Yes, it is.
No, it isn't.
Yes, it is.
It's a necessity to better in your future.
No, you've been at school all day.
Get on with it, Judge Bex. I can't argue with you about this anymore.
I think I have a ruling in the case of Ethan and Marcus versus Claire and Alex. Now, first of all, guys, do you have a star chart at school or a chart that gives you points or anything like that?
Yeah, you have dojo points. Yeah,
Okay.
an app where you add on points.
I think you should get one for your mum and dad. I think your mum and dad need to prove how much they've actually been doing around the house. So instead of you proving your chores, I think they have to prove how many chores they've done. How do you feel about that? I would also say that you get a little one yourself. And if you do, I'm going to say 4 chores, you get extra screen time.
Yeah!
So if you do any of the things from your list, or your very long list, I should say, by the way, you can go to your mum, to your dad, and prove you've done all your stuff and say, you know what, I deserve a bit of extra time on my Switch, with my book, hanging out on my iPad. How does that feel for you?
Extra screen time?
Yes.
Yeah, you happy with that?
Yeah.
And also making sure your mum and dad do their chores as well. Will you be able to take care of that?
Oh, why not?
Will you be?
Are you going to get us a chart?
I'm just gonna need. You're gonna have to do every single chore from that.
Oh, no, you've got to listen to the judge.
You've got to at least make sure you feed your cat, because your cat needs to be fed. Get Zeus some food, right?
Yes.
And fill up those water bottles. And maybe, just maybe, if you're in the mood for it, take out the recycling. How does that feel?
No.
No, you're refusing to even take out the recycling.
Don't be opposite of Ethan.
Absolute contempt in the court. I feel like you're going to overthrow my ruling here, but I'm gonna put it out there, guys. I'm gonna be harsh. I'm gonna put the gavel down and say you have to keep an eye on those pesky parents of yours. Make sure they do the chores. I don't want any more lying in the courtroom, and make sure that you guys do some as well. And then you win some extra time on your screens, and that's the ultimate goal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go. And thank you so much. Congratulations, Ethan, on winning.
Yay.
Okay, we are in the chamber with Judge Bex. Judge Bex, that was a tough case, I think.
It was a tough case, and the reason I found this the tougher case that I've had for a long time is Dad was a barrister, and I felt heavily, ironically, judged. The judge felt judged because Barrister Dad was watching like a hawk to see what my reactions, what my ruling would be. It was very, very tricky. I thought this was one of my more ingenious plans. Make parents have star charts. I was thrilled about that, I'm not going to lie to you. But also because the amount of chores that Ethan was doing was literally off the chart. He was doing quite a lot of stuff. So I thought in this occasion, Mum and Dad had to step up, barrister or not.
Can we just confirm with you, Judge Bex, homework isn't a chore?
Homework's not a chore, no.
No, homework isn't a chore.
No.
Well, I said this to you, Lauren. You didn't agree with me. Homework isn't a chore. It doesn't come in chore category.
Homework is set by school, not your parents, who I think would set you chores around your home.
It's just a rubbish thing to have to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you agree with that, Judge Bex?
I do agree with that, yeah.
Wow,
yeah.
I thought that you'd be into the homework.
Look, homework is, I respect it, but it is not a home chore.
We're seeing a different side to you today, Judge Bex. I like it.
Look, I'm being kind to you, Connor, because you're in my courtroom and you deserve it.
Children of the court, all rise for the Honourable Judge Bex.
So, who has brought this case to me today?
Me,
And tell me, what's your name and what case have you brought?
Penny, and Mummy snores so well that I can't get to sleep.
It's not the case we decided, but anyway.
And can you do me an impression? Can you do an impression of Mummy snoring for me? Now, I don't know whether the jury next to me can hear this because there's obviously a jury here next to me, but that was quite big noises. If I may, Penny, I'm gonna interpret what you did. It was something like, is that right?
Yeah.
Wow, this has come out of nowhere and I love it. So Penny, so how close is your bedroom to your mum's bedroom?
If I just go round the corner, I can hear my mum.
Wow. So her snores are like that loud, they can just go through walls.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. And does anybody else in the house have this problem?
No.
You sure?
Yeah.
Have you ever told her about it?
Yeah. And she says, go back in the room.
Oh wow. So she's not very helpful, is she?
She isn't.
All right. Well, I mean, also I must ask Penny, just in fairness here, do you snore? Do you know?
I don't know.
You don't know. Okay. Well, I mean, why would you? You wouldn't know you're asleep. That's fair enough. Now, Mum, I'm aware that you've been caught unawares by this story.
You have stitched me up, you lot. The case I came to put forward and defend.
I'll tell you, Mum, it's not the case I came here to judge, but this is the one I'm judging now. So, Mum, how loud do you snore?
It's quite loud on occasions. Sometimes I may wake myself up.
Penny doesn't stand a chance. If you're waking yourself up, can you do an impression of your own snoring for me, Mum, while we're here?
Oh, it's loud. It's loud. Something like that. Is that right, Penny?
Yeah.
It's loud, Your Honour.
What was the separate defendant saying in the background there? I believe you've got another witness.
How loud is it? As loud as an airplane?
Yeah.
As loud as an airplane. Wow. I feel like Mum, this witness may not be on your side here.
I feel ganged up against.
Now this is a tricky one for me because I mean this isn't the case I've prepared for, but I'm thrilled about it. I won't lie to you. So this is very tricky. So if Penny comes into your room and says, "Can you stop snoring, please, Mum?" Do you chuck her back out again?
I say, go back to sleep in your own bedroom.
Wow, that's brutal. Absolutely brutal. And Penny, what would you like me to do here? What would your dream outcome be?
I don't know. I wish for Mum to just give me some earplugs.
Well, that's not a bad shout here, really. Let's face it. I mean, this is quite a tricky one. Mum, do you think Penny snores herself?
She does a little sort of 6-year-old sleepy, cute grunt. I'm not aware of any loud volume snoring from her bedroom.
But no airplane movements?
No, we're not talking sort of decibels that I produce, no.
That's really rude. I was talking to you. Connor, wake up. That's
It's
so
what
rude.
you do to me.
I make you go to sleep.
Yeah, you make me snore loudly.
That's so rude, but I don't actually mind because I quite like snoring.
Really?
I think it's very soothing.
Soothing?
It's like a lullaby.
Is it like, what's that thing called that people have?
White noise.
White noise? Is it your white noise?
Yeah, it is. And I quite like it. My dad snores. Don't tell him I told you that. My dad snores, and I quite like knowing that he's there. It makes me feel safe.
That's kind of cute. I'm not into the snoring. I kind of understand it. But being told to go away when you're mentioning snoring, that's keeping you awake, may I add. We need to be functioning on 8 hours sleep minimum to achieve everything the next day.
Yeah, but to be fair, Penny's keeping her mum up by waking her up by telling her about the snoring. It was nice that one of them was getting some rest.
Well, Mum, stop snoring. Just stop snoring.
It's not her fault. You snore and you don't even know.
Maybe get one of those little nostril things that help you. I don't know.
Do you think Judge Bex snores?
Of course, I think Judge Bex snores.
Do you?
Yeah, all you need to do is look at Judge Bex. No, they're a snorer.
Don't tell her.
Don't tell her I said that.
Don't tell her.
I'm going to end up with a long sentence if they find out.
He's not going to be back after this.
I'm going to make my decision here. Now, wow. First of all, Penny, absolutely. I'm very rarely speechless, I've got to say. And you made me speechless. So, Penny, here's the thing. I think you're right. I think you do need to have some kind of earplug, earmuff situation. Mum should provide you with those. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
And secondly, I think when you go into your mum's room and you tell her to be quiet and to stop snoring, I think she has to apologise to you and she has to agree and she has to do her very best to promise to stop snoring. What do you reckon?
Yeah.
And no shouting at you to get out of the room.
Yeah.
I thought you might like that. Now, Mum, of course, this means that when Penny does come into your room, you have to be so apologetic to her. In fact, the next time it happens, if you have been snoring loudly, you might have to give Penny some kind of treat the next day, like ice cream for breakfast or like, I don't know, some kind of chocolate bar or just a delicious extra pocket money.
It's a good idea.
It's a good idea. Penny loves it. So next time it happens, Mum, you're going to have to give a little treat to Penny. How do you feel about that?
Sometimes if she wakes, I might be woken up through my snoring a few times in the night, so she might be owed 3 or 4 treats some mornings.
Brilliant. It's going to work out well for Penny then, isn't it?
Or should I just go sleep in the garage, Judge?
No.
I want you to have a good night's sleep. I'm not a monster. I want you to sleep well. But I also want Penny to sleep well. I think we need more comfy pillows in the house, and we also need Dad to maybe just tap you on the shoulder. But I think that's the thing. I think we need some earplugs for Penny, and we need a little incentive for you to be nicer to Penny when she tells you off for it. That is my judgment here. That's my snoring judgment. Hopefully, this case wasn't a bore to all of us.
So we are in Judge Bex's courtroom. Hello, Judge Bex.
Thank you so much for standing as you stand in front of me here. I appreciate that as I'm sat down. It's a real power play on my part, but I'm happy with it.
We always show respect to you, Judge Bex.
Always.
Question, do you feel like you showed respect enough to the verdict of this situation?
I don't know about you two, but I don't really care what you think. For me personally, sleep is very, very important. I think sleep is one of the biggest things you could possibly have. And the fact that poor old Penny was losing sleep metaphorically and literally because of her mum snoring, that had to be sorted out.
Yeah, I'm quite shocked you actually went through with the case because she broke the rules. She showed up with a completely different case.
I am willing to think on my feet. And look, if something is presented to me in the courtroom, if it's a legal matter, I will approach it.
There's going to be a case coming your way soon, though, Judge Bex.
What would that case be, Connor?
Well, I've just spent time with the judge that told me that my opinion doesn't matter.
Yeah, they were correct.
Well, thank you, Judge Bex. Those are your cases for today. Remember, there are loads more. All you got to do is follow this podcast on Apple, Spotify, the Fun Kids app, or wherever you listen to your podcasts. And you can let us know what you think as well. You can let us know what you think of the judgments in the reviews below.
I want to go and find somebody that cares
No
about
one
my
does.
opinion.
Hey, it's Bex. Have you ever wondered what's inside the brain of the person who wrote your favourite book? Well, that's exactly what we explore on Fun Kids Book Quest. We're on a quest to find the best kids' books out there, and you get to hear those books come alive as authors give us their stories behind the books. Plus, you get to hear them read some of the books too. If you love a good story, search for Fun Kids Book Quest now, wherever it is you're listening to this podcast.